Welcome to the Cookbook Club. November's cookbook is Martha Stewart. We have 3 of her classic cookbooks, and today we're making Martha's creamy tomato soup, and we're going to pair that with a grilled cheese sandwich made out of our homemade Pullman bread. I can't wait to dive into these cookbooks. This is our first episode for Martha, and I'm ready to go. So welcome to the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen. So Martha, right? Martha is my mentor. She is the person who I used to watch Martha Stewart living when I was growing up. And I was in awe of Martha and everything that she did. I wanted to be Martha Stewart, right? So in the Facebook group and on the YouTube channel, I put up polls about what cookbook we should use for November. And I initially put my Thanksgiving cookbooks on there. But a lot of people voted for Martha. They voted for Martha's book, Martha Stewart Living Holiday. But because I was really late putting that poll up, I didn't have a chance to order that book. So since so many people wanted Martha, I figured we would dive into the classic, right? This is the original Martha Stewart cookbook, right? This has all her best of the best. It came out years ago, and a lot of these were in her magazine. So then she updated this and brought it up to the year 2000, I believe, with recipes from Martha Stewart Living magazine. So there are some changes. There's mostly new recipes in this book. She then supplemented it. So this is the original classics. She then supplemented it with a volume 2, which is the new classics. So there are some recipes that have been updated from here, and then there's all new recipes. What's interesting is she did something similar to what Julia Child did. Julia Child in volume 2 added in the index both volumes, and it tells you in there which volume it comes out of it. So volume 1 index only covers volume 1, volume 2 covers 1 and 2. Martha did the same thing. Volume 2, the items that are highlighted in blue, it covers this book. So if you want to know what's in both of these books, look at the index for this one and you will see all of them. So today we're starting with the original classics, right? This recipe is on page 108. It is her creamy tomato soup. This is going to be fun. Eric wants a grilled cheese sandwich to go along with this.
Darn Skippy.
And I made some fresh Pullman bread. So just when the soup is done, we're going to make the grilled cheese sandwich. So let me go ahead. We're going to make it in this beautiful stove right here. So let me go ahead and get my stove and let's get started. Okay, so I have a stove here and I'm going to go ahead and heat this up. I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of butter.
Yay.
She doesn't call for it, but I'm putting a little tiny bit of olive oil to increase that smoke point of that butter. Right. And I'm going to put 1 finely chopped onion. Of course, my finely chopped is not exact as Martha's would be. So this is a stove, and the color is basil. I love it. So we're going to be cooking these till they get translucent. Okay, the onions are looking good. I'm going to go ahead and put some garlic. I'm not putting these recipes up on my website because they obviously come from a cookbook. If you would like this recipe, it is on page 108 of this book. I'll put links to it down in the description. So we're just going to let this saute for a couple minutes. Okay, so we're going to add our tomatoes. We have like 10 cups of crushed tomatoes here. I did a little weird thing because I put in 3 cans of fire roasted tomatoes that we blended in the Vitamix because I wanted to add a little bit more depth of flavor to this. So this is basically like cento crushed tomatoes and then a couple cans of fire roasted
that are diced.
Diced.
We didn't puree them. We just chopped them a little.
Ooh. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
And this was my only bowl big enough for this, so it goes to my KitchenAid. And so we're going to put some chicken stock in here. Whoa. Made out of better than bouillon. So we need like 3 sprigs of oregano. Boom.
You just threw 4 in, Boo.
Oh, well.
Be gentle. You got to pull those out.
Yeah. So we got this all stirred in here. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
We're going to put the lid on until it comes up to a boil. We're going to drop the heat down to simmer. So like I said, we're going to cover it until it comes up to a boil. We're going to take the lid off, reduce it down to a simmer, and it's going to cook like that for about 45 minutes. So after that happens, we'll be back. Okay, so we're following Martha's recipe. I'm a little concerned that there's not going to be a huge amount of flavor in it. I did salt and pepper it some. I'll just finish that off a little bit here. You're going to need quite a bit because it'll be bland. All this tomato, it's going to need a lot. We fished out the oregano, and we're going to go ahead and drop in some half and half. She said to put a half up to a cup, so I'm going to add another half because that didn't do anything to it. There's so much tomato in here. I don't think that really did anything to it. You want to take an initial?
Well, it's not much of an initial. I mean, I can concur that it tastes good, right? Because that's what I do.
See if the cream did anything.
Thank you.
It's not enough.
It may not be the half and half is not enough. Maybe we needed full cream or something else. If it's changed the flavor, it's minimal. But then this might be one of those things where it tastes great the next day, right? Where all the flavors then blend together. But I mean, it's good and everything. I just don't think the half and half did much.
Do you want me to put more?
No, because I think it might make it too watery thin.
Okay, let me take this off there and let's make a sandwich real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to make a grilled cheddar cheese sandwich. And I have some beautiful Pullman bread that we made homemade. So if you want to take a look at this, I'll leave a link down in the description. I'm just going to take a piece of bread, put some butter on it. Softened butter. Put that down.
Makes you just want to eat the bread and say, sandwich is a little too much work.
We have some cheese here. Cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
Yum. How much cheese you want on here?
I mean, I don't want it to be, too much work.
You want it extra cheesy?
Oh, okay, if you must.
And then we'll go ahead and we'll put it top. I have this cut as Texas toast. So we'll go ahead and put a little butter on this side. We'll fire up the stove and we'll make us a grilled cheese here. Okay, Boo, go ahead and take Martha's tomato soup.
All right, so do that. It looks nice.
I think it's really tough to get a lot of flavor into it because those tomatoes are bland.
Well, because Amy did mix in the fire roasted diced tomatoes, and then we did a little blend, so we didn't puree them and turn them into water. We do have a little bit of chunkiness to it, so there is texture. She added salt and pepper, which kind of brought it to life. So no, I think it's good. We don't have like a ton of cream in here, so you don't say, oh, it's a pale red, and it somehow smoothed out the acid. It's not that acidic. So for being this, there are things you can do. Martha chose not to put them in her recipe, so we cooked it to her recipe with, of course, our fire roasted.
Taste it with the sandwich.
Oh. So that was
He
good.
just wants the sandwich.
Ooh. Homemade bread. Plenty of cheese. Soup. Yeah, that's really good.
Dip the sandwich in it.
Martha needed to add homemade bread with cheese. Oh.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think
So this was our first Martha video. Interesting. This book has a lot to offer, and we could be in it a year, but we have 3 more recipes to go. And so I don't know how you would rate this.
It's good. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do a tomato soup, right? Some puree it, some or blender it, some don't. This one's easy. There is no blendering.
Yeah,
it's
easy.
It's a few ingredients.
It's very tomatoey.
Well, she's upset because tomatoes, now could I add some sausage to this and just make sauce salads and make pasta? I could. There's a lot of tomatoes in there, but
yeah,
I think I'll keep it the way it is. And
so I hope you enjoyed this.
doink doink.
I know Eric's enjoying it with the sandwich.
Oh, yum yum. Thank you, Boo.